Susan Hance. I am mother of Russell Hance and Sean Hance and Willie Hance and my grandson Brandon Hance, but everybody calls me Memaw. So you can just call me Memaw. And we are fixing to make a chicken and dumpling. Very simple, good for beginners. I don't make my own dumplings, but I use frozen dumplings. This is beef dumplings, which costs about $3. And I use that to make my dumplings, and I just buy a whole chicken. I paid like $9 for this chicken. Don't have to worry about cutting it up. You're gonna boil it whole. This is my dumplings, and you just pull them apart like this, and lay them out like this separately. And this saves you a whole lot of time. If you can just buy these already frozen, and they're delicious. They're delicious. Okay, I'm gonna cut an onion. This is a sweet onion. I always use sweet onions. You don't have to, but my preference is a good sweet onion. It doesn't matter if you like larger cut onion, just do it to your preference. I'm just showing you the way I do it. My onion's ready to go, cut up, put them in a bowl. Now, I'm gonna start with my celery. What I'm gonna use for this is the heart of it. I cut these also smaller, but if you want larger pieces, you can cut larger pieces. You got that in a bowl, so you're just gonna put this back here. This is what I do with my garlic. Just give it a good smashing like that. It's worth it to me to use fresh garlic. Some people like garlic in a can, or garlic that's already been cut up for them, but my preference is fresh garlic. Okay, here's my garlic. I'm gonna put it over here by the stove. Get your onions and your your onions and your celery. I use bottled water. I always do, because we live in the country and we get notices on our water that this is in it and that's in it. Don't use it, don't cook with it. So I just never take chances. I just always use bottled water. You put 1.5 gallons of water in a pot this size. You can turn your fire on, and you're gonna put your celery in. You put your garlic in. You put your onion in. Now, the spices that I'm going to use will be garlic, salt, black pepper, red pepper, and then I put chicken base in. Tone's chicken base is my favorite to use for this, for anything, any of my gravies. I use the Tone, and accent. So, spices over here. Now for the spices, you're going to use about, I'm going to say, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Your salt, at least 3 teaspoons of salt. Black pepper, a couple heaping teaspoons of black pepper, and cayenne pepper, about one heaping teaspoon of cayenne. Now, stir it around, and I use accent. You're going to use couple of teaspoons of accent. And with your chicken base is going to be a paste. I guess you would say that's probably 1/4 of a cup of chicken base. And there's salt in the chicken base, so that's going to help saute it up. But you got a great big chicken going in here. So this stuff has got to season the chicken, the dumplings. You're going to have to let that come. You're going to have to let that all incorporate. And you're going to have to let it I let it come to a boil before I put my chicken in. I kind of let it all get incorporated. And for my dumplings, I'm going to do this, you see, about like that. Because they puff up and they get bigger. The cost of it is like maybe $17. So it's a real economical meal and delicious. You don't want to put a whole strip of your dumpling dough. Just drop it in there. You got to cut it up because this stuff expands, and I can't even imagine what it would be like if you just stuck the whole strip in there. It wouldn't be very good. Sometimes it takes a while to cook good meals, and sometimes it doesn't. There's certain things that, because of the process of it, like jambalayas or maybe gumbos, because you got to make a roux. It takes a long time.
You gonna make all that stuff on this channel?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to make gumbo and my jambalaya. Sauce piquant. I can show y'all how to make etouffees. Delicious salmon patty that I make with potatoes. Rabbit a la king with noodles and kind of like an Alfredo sauce. We're getting into things that it's a lot of process to it, but it's awesome. You can get some jalapeno peppers and stuff them with crab meat stuffing, and then you wrap it with bacon, and you can either put it on the pit or you can fry it. Fried pork chops with mashed potatoes and my own cream gravy. And if you subscribe to this channel, you'll get to see all that stuff. Maybe you've done it before or seen it before, but I think everybody has their own take on different recipes, and that makes it their own. So you kind of get creative, you know, and you'll get creative as you cook, you know. You'll say, well, I didn't like that in it too much, so next time you make it, you'll keep that, whatever that is, out. You kind of got to make a recipe your own. I'm showing you what I like, what my family likes. Put a heaping teaspoonful. I should have just put a level teaspoon.
Try it again.
Why?
See, because we didn't get you on camera.
Maybe you ought to keep it to a level teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Because for me, that's a little bit hot. Normally, I don't ever measure anything. I'm doing this for y'all. But, you know, normally I just sprinkle it in there. But that's a little bit. Unless you like hot food, you're not going to like a heaping teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You may want to just go with a level teaspoon of cayenne. This is just about to a boil, so very gently you're going to drop your chicken in and let it cook. It's been about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Then you're gonna want to find you some tools to take it out very carefully. Put it on a tray. And I normally pull my skin off and everything, but right now I'm just gonna kind of open it up so it'll cool off. Okay, my chicken is cut apart. I don't shred mine, I just cut it, but if you want to shred it, you can shred it. And then you're gonna start put your dumplings in. One at a time. This is gonna take some time.
You serious?
Yes, it's gonna take some time because you don't want to stir it. You want to just kind of put them in one at a time.
Why?
Because you don't want them sticking together. And the chances of them sticking together, it's going to be harder if you put in one at a time in a different area than you put the other. No, you don't want to sit here and watch me do one dumpling at a time, so I'll be back. I got all my dumplings in, so you just want to kind of move it around a little bit, not stir it, so it won't stick. Okay, your noodles are tender at the end of about 35 minutes. And next thing I do is take some cream of chicken soup, any brand name. This just happens to be Hill Country Farm. Then you bring it over to your stove, get you some kind of scoop, put your broth in there, and mix it up just to make it a little thinner. That way, whenever you put it in, it won't be lumpy. And you put it in your pot, and you stir that around in here. You're gonna want to put your chicken back in. My hands are clean. It's more of a soupy consistency. Then you let it cook and it's gonna get a little thicker. And you don't have to put this heavy cream in it, but I decided to put a little bit in at the last minute. It doesn't take much. And after it's warmed back up, then it's ready to eat. Okay, here we go. Everything is warm and ready to test it out. My favorite part is the dumplings. Put it down here. It's a little hot. Get you a little piece of meat and a dumpling. I don't want to burn the roof of my mouth or any part of it.
Tell them how they can do biscuits too.
Oh, it's so good. So flavorful. You know, you can turn this into another meal even after you eat it like this. You can thicken it up just a little tiny bit more with some cornstarch and water. Put some biscuits on the top of it, put it in the oven, and then you have something to eat with biscuits, kind of like a chicken pot pie. Even put peas in it if you want, or carrots. I love that. I love chicken and dumplings. I always have. Well, you guys, this is my first round of doing something like this, and I know I'm a little stiffed, but I'll get better as it goes. but you can't make a dish that tastes any better than this. This is just awesome. Very, very simple. You really can't go wrong at doing it. So don't be afraid. Try it yourself. You'll love it. Your whole family will love it. Well, if you like this video, I ask for you to subscribe, and it would be highly appreciated. From Memaw's kitchen to your kitchen. See y'all next time.